We're on Twisted Meadows again, where life was just soundly defeated by 1-2-0. It started off well for the best Night Elf in China. That is life, of course. Getting a good early creep, getting a nice ghoul kill, but then he got surrounded. He got surrounded again, his Ancient of War died, his archer got surrounded, and then suddenly he said, nah, that's it, GG. I'm out of here. So let's see if Xixi can manage to at least survive until the mid-game. WFZ, he is an innovator. In any matchup, he brought us most recently the Dreadlord third play against Orc. With a new patch with 1.3, I'm looking towards him and Lucifer most for guidance for the undead race. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see quite a few expansions in the future. Alright, focusing on this game though. This is a pretty greedy Greep camp. There we go, now I got it. He's trying to punish this here, WFZ. Long range coil doesn't hit. Oh! And that doubly hurts. You don't get the experience. And now you're stuck with a bad skill point. Long range coil gets the wisp at least, but now he has a crappy spell. He's gonna have a late tech because of the ghouls he pulled. And the demon's got a Scourge Bone Chimes. It's gonna be so hard to pressure him in the early to mid game now. In the late game when he has triple hero, orb, A-bombs, all that stuff, yes, I mean, Scourge Bone Chime still gonna be decent, but especially early on, it is super strong. So tech-wise, it is not even too slow actually, this tech, over on the Night Elf side. It's coming right here, it was delayed as well, we saw 3 wisps were required here for repair, that is expensive. But the very nice thing about this is that now the demon, with a couple of archers, he can creep this camp actually, even without an Ancient of War, especially thanks to those Scourge Bone Chimes. He could also try to eat through the trees here. Maybe he can do both. Creep this without Ancient of War, eat through the trees, creep this, and that's going to be a quick level 3. Whereas WFZ here, he's struggling to find any experience. Very bad early game for the undead. A lot worse than it was for 1-0 earlier. Let's see how quick he is with the detonate. Not too quick, I'm afraid. Focus on the creeping instead. And yeah, this demon, man, he is running away with experience. Ancient of War, not eating through the trees. Heading towards the laboratory, as it seems. And the demon. Well, he's half HP now, so if he should find himself in a surround, that's most likely gonna be a TP. Gonna have to be a TP. Ghouls here being sent out. I like the creep route. Not going to the predictable, obvious camp. There he could get easily creep jacked. But going over here. And maybe right now, the creep spread... not the creep spread. The wisp spread. Could have been a little bit better for Xixi if it had been better. He could have prevented this as well. Because there's a wisp here to scout. But none here. None here. So that's maybe something that could be a little bit better. But still, good early game for the Night Elf, certainly. Yeah, but with that kill, the DK did reach level 2. Going towards the gold mine now. With 6 ghouls, that should be doable. And let's see what's happening here in Tier 2. Tier 3 rush is normally what we always see from the undeads. He does have the resources. WZ though sometimes plays a little bit special. Naga second, early slaughter. But no, he is going very fast, Tier 3. And no second hero yet, he does have the resources. And now the demon is walking around a lot, wasting a lot of time. Not finding his opponent, he's trying to creepjack, but he can't find him. And this is where, once again, the wisp spread is coming in. Second hero, Panda. Not the Naga, which we've been seeing more and more as of late. The DK here. It took him a while to finish this camp, and the ghouls are super low. Oh my god. The creepjack would have been so sick. But it's Twisted Meadows. It's very hard to always know where your opponent is. Pretty much impossible. And still making good use of these Scourge Bone Chimes. Able to creep much more easily here. He is dropping low. He has the greater healing as well, by the way, which is a very nice find. And he didn't have to sip on the Moonwells at all, I think. So they should be completely full. This one's full, this one's full. The other two are almost full. So healing up is going to be very easy for the demon, who is now Level 3, and now the Panda would love to start solo creeping with the Ancient of War. It's in position right here already. Very passive game. After the early aggression attempt, which didn't really work out for WFZ, this game has slowed down a lot. This is oftentimes where we'll be seeing a Knight of Expansion somewhere. Wisps now moving out. Sees it over here, the scout, what was happening. DK level 3, Demon level 3, no boots by the way, which you guys know I'm not a fan of. Boots of speed. On the Demon, a necessity in my opinion. This is an early Sacrificial Pit. This is kind of like Happy plays it. Frostworm Rush. That never was a thing for WFZ in the past. He never played Frostworms at all. 1-0 played them late game. Happy played them as quick as possible. Frostworm Rush. That was the difference between the three in this matchup. WFZ, has he changed his outlook on this matchup entirely, or is he just mixing it up here? Or is it only for Shade? Gonna be interesting. But early scout from the Demon, he saw the Sacrificial Pit, so he must be ready for Worms soon. And he's asking for us around here. But doesn't get surrounded! Isn't that nice? Still has to TP out, staff out, excuse me. The Moon Juice is still plenty and abundant. No problem. Panda solo crept and barely saved his Ancient of War. But he's gonna have bears here very soon, I think, so even creeping without Ancient of War should no longer be a problem. Tier 3 is finishing. This is a very slow game. It's only creeping so far. So is it the Boneyard? It is! He is playing this Happy style. Lich, early slaughter, super fast Boneyard, Frenzy I imagine. Yep, it's coming. Destroy form as well. And then, I guess, Tinker later on. WFZ was a big fan of the Naga, either second or third, previously in this matchup. Maybe that has changed as well. I wonder why he's changing it up here. When I saw him, I really didn't like his Naga second play so much anymore, because he was so stubborn with it. If you play Naga second and your opponent has a level 3 Demon, there's so little you can do in the mid game. And getting the Lich early, of course, means you can level him more quickly. Lich scales amazing, Naga scales okay only. But I thought he was going to play her third here at least. So here's the Shade in the middle of the map. Here's the Frostworm. And that's the thing about this strategy for the Undead. The Happy style, if you want to call it that. You're pretty weak for a very long time. You kind of don't want to fight until you have that Frostworm. But once you do have the Frostworm, it's an amazing power spike. So you want to have the Shade as well. You want to be able to tag the army. So once the worm is out, you want to fight immediately. Because normally, you can only win that fight if you micro properly. And of course, WZ has the micro to make that work. The Panda is level 3. That's gonna be good against the ghouls, but with one scroll of healing, you're gonna buy a lot of time for those ghouls. Time to eat up the archers and the dryads. These archers are gonna die so quickly. 1 Nova, 3-4 seconds, they're all dead. Then you go for the dryads, and in the meantime, the worm keeps the bears and heroes in check. And this is why this timing can be so strong. It is up now to Shishi to not fight. But there's an expansion coming up right here. And we don't have the coal color, I'm afraid, so I can't do that on the scoreboard. But by process of elimination, you guys know that the red guy is WFZ, so the other guy must be Shishi. I trust in your intelligence, guys. And this I really don't like by WFZ. Didn't you have a Shade? Yeah. The Shade really shouldn't be used for scouting expos. You can do that with skeletons. Shade should be tagging the army, and you should look for that fight with the worm. You get the worm, you bring him towards the middle, you go for the Tinker, you fight, and you almost can't lose. But it's just continuing to creep. Continuing to creep, of course, also allows Shishi here to get more experience. And a Panda level 5 is always a great, great threat. The craziest damage per mana in the game. Unless, of course, let's say something is standing in 6 waves of Blizzard or whatever. Is that a ring +4? It is, right? He's getting backpack? He is. Dryads don't have backpack, do they? Ah, they do, okay. Dryad backpack, boys. Economic play. I don't know if you're trolling me or not, Scalboro, but no, Anti-Magic Shell does not prevent Orb of Lightning procs. I think you're trolling me. It does prevent Envenomed Spears damage, which is pretty sick as well. Here's the Naga 3rd, so he is not going all out Happy style. He's not going Tinker 3rd. That was not invented by Happy. I don't think. Who brought Tinker 3rd into the meta against Night Elf? I think it was 1-0, right? He's been in the meta for quite a while now. Alright, still very good timing for WFZ to fight the Expo. Hasn't paid off yet. He's gonna attack it with 2 Worms, 2 Statues, 1 Destroyer, 2 Fiends. Kind of like the perfect army. Hero levels. It's 4 for the DK, 3 for the Lich, only 1 for the Naga. She's not gonna be able to do too much. She actually has Fork Lightning first, which is very unusual. And he does not want to take this fight. He's going to give up on this Expo, hoping to find more creep camps because his Panda is close to level 5, but is really not there yet. When Acolyte got slaughtered here, I think that one was just sent out to set up an Expo here in case the Night Elf comes to defend down here, and in case WFZ cannot take it down. Ancient of Wind play. Very strong against Worms if you get the critical mass. But a massive waste of resources if you don't get there. How many does he have so far? 1. That is not what we call a critical mass. TP trade. Is there gonna be a Call Nova to kill something? Nope. Everything survived on both sides. Here it was the wind. And the Moonwell taken out, so better trade for WFZ. Is this where we go to the islands? Or is this where we go mass expanding? Moon style. Of course, one way to prevent this is attacking the main base, however, fighting into all those Moonwells and shop and reinforcement point. That's a big advantage for the Night Elf. Does WFZ feel he is far enough ahead to take the fight even into the main? The anti-air here is ridiculous, honestly. 2 Hippos and 4 Dryads. 2 Archers as well. But Moonwells. The Moonwells have to do it for him, otherwise I see no chance here for Xixi to win this fight. First breath coming in. How many heal scrolls do we have? It's 2 on the undead side. Both players posturing here. The A-bomb could soak up a lot of damage if these bears are on a click. Which they should and should not be at the same time. Here's the first rep. Going for the hero immediately. Going for the demon. Is that the right choice? I'm not quite sure. The ghouls already. A lot of them taken out so quickly. Holy crap. Did you forget about Scroll of Healing? Perhaps it was too late. And the bears are doing big damage. The worm's not attacking them. Focusing the demon, I think, was a really bad choice. But now he's going for the bears. The first one's down, but so is the Naga, the level 1 hero. Didn't survive for long, and the demon is dropping low. But there must be a staff. There is a staff. And now the Panda's level 5. He has more mana to use as well. It's gonna be a big breath here. TP out before he loses too much more, but the Fiend is dead. The A-bomb is gone, but the worms will survive. As they take out one more bear. In the end, it was an even fight pretty much, but it was also time for this expansion. So suddenly it's looking pretty good for Xixi. Oh, but guess what? Yeah, it's WFZ, of course. So, he's got his own Expo. There's a Wisp scouting here, but no Wisp here. Yeah, I really don't know about the Naga 3rd. Like, Naga 3rd so late in... Naga 3rd level 1 in 70 supply fights does nothing. Especially with Fog Lightning. Like, if you want to control a target, then Cold Arrow maybe does something, but Tinker, in my opinion, so much better in those scenarios. Well, WFZ's beelining at down south. Is he trying to bomb this? Oh, he is! Only with 1 Sapper, though. This might not work at all. He has to put in a lot of additional right-click damage. There's very few Wisps here for repair, though. This could work out. Is there a TP? A quick TP? He doesn't have one. Expo dead. Where did he lose his TP?
The town is under siege.
Did you guys? Do you guys remember? Something leveled up here. Level 4 Lich and almost 5 DK. Ooh, ooh. And then the nuke's gonna be pretty sick. Zeppelin purchase, to the islands we go. Oh, it's dangerous, dude. It's piercing damage above the forest. It's always so scary. So, the second Zeppelin here is still on cooldown for a little bit. So he has a little bit of time to creep the island. But this guy is magic immune. So the worms can't attack him. So it's kind of hard to kill him. L5 for the DK though. The Expo's up. Mining with one Acolyte, however, and the Scout is coming in. Possibly gonna force a cancel. The Demon still has the Telestaff, if I'm not mistaken. He does! But he's just walking over there, I guess. Alright, he's killing this with the 2 heroes only. The Fiend is in the stomach. Yeah, he has to unsummon. And he does. Yeah. That investment didn't really pay off, but it didn't come at very great of a cost either, so it's fine, I guess. Oh man, the Lich dropping real low. And the item for him, Potion of Divinity, can be pretty good. Normally against a Pana and a Demon though, your heroes aren't in the most trouble. Certainly better items to drop here, but also worse ones. Naga here, still with her level 1. The most underwhelming part of these two armies, I would say. And he has abandoned the idea of Hippogriffs, it seems. Mass Dryads only. This means that with good worm micro, this can be very difficult for the Dryads to deal with if the worms are near the forest and microed above them appropriately. And as I pointed out earlier, WFZ not really the most experienced worm player. In that fight in the main, I think it really became apparent when he focused the demons so much with everything. Still think that was a big mistake. He could get staff back immediately. Moonwell's everywhere to heal up. A lot of damage wasted, I feel. Alright, so now Xixi can kind of pin him down here, force him into a fight or a TP. The DK does carry a TP. Low mana on the Death Knight, full mana on the Lich. And then we go. Holy crap, that's a lot of Dryads. And WFZ doesn't want to fight this. Once again, he TPs away to safety. And nothing at all has been killed. No expansion down here. Against so many Dryads, Meat Wagons could be decent, right? Or just a whole bunch of Fiends, I guess. Whole bunch of Fiends. Like this, these are only 3 bears. You don't need a lot of worms. Honestly, 1 worm might be good enough. 1 worm, whole bunch of Fiends, 1-2 A-bombs. But of course, this army had been developing. WFZ couldn't look at this and go, ah, this is the army I need. And it's island time again. Mines should be pretty much mined out, right? Mains, I mean. Yeah. Not too much left, and I think we're going towards island expansions, guys. At least for WFZ. Xixi's color's really hard on them to see on the map. Yes, that's true. That's why we hate when they pick coal. Actually, there's a bug with the new patch 1.29 with netties, with players choosing colors. Sometimes when they pick blue, for some players it appears coal. So he probably actually picked blue, but for me it appears coal. Because bugs. So I didn't see the item here. These are really important, man. Scroll of GG is absolutely ridiculous. Scroll of Restoration also super strong. Naga slowly getting there. Once she hits level 3, she will become relevant. At the moment, still not really. At least it's some range damage. It's a little bit of slow if one target becomes accessible or whatever. Another scroll of healing. He has 2 again. Of course, a panda on level 5. You need scrolls desperately. 5/5 heroes. But far away from the ult. With a big fight here though, both players getting towards 80 supply. A lot of stuff could die. A lot of experience could be received. Uh, 1-0. Moving towards the choke. I like that. That would be the dream position here. Fighting right in here. And Xixi would be wise not to follow him there. Alright, in we go. The bears, oh my god, are popping pretty quickly here to the Frostworm focus. First roll of healing coming in pretty early on. Nice Dryad micro to the side, but not quite good enough. The focus fire on the worms also not too bad. One of them is very low already. Some Dryads exposed over here with the heroes and the fiends. They die fairly fast. Potion of Restoration used here. The Naga, once again, very close to dying. Makes it away just barely in time. The DK super low himself will have to TP out. One worm is a lot of experience, and he gets it. Goes towards the Night Elf, getting the panda a little bit closer to 6. And as we look at the supplies, 66 versus 50 something, it does favor Xixi actually. It does actually favor Xixi. I think so late into the game, the Fiends really should have damage upgrades to be able to snipe the Dryads better. Speaking of upgrades, by the way, it's 2-2 against 0-0. That is a big difference. That's a really big difference. Lich trying to get to 5. Not quite there yet. Are there more upgrades coming? No. But there's 2 gold mines now. Oh, I kind of should have paid attention to this. And this is the win condition. Right here. 2 mines of income. And now she can kind of look to keep on trading until he hits his ultimates. Then he's guaranteed to win that fight. How is he gonna play this? Is he gonna try to drop the expansion? Just leave it be, let it mine out? Could honestly expand again, I wouldn't mind that. Almost has the resources for it. Always has to be careful about the heroes though. If he doesn't pay attention for 2 seconds, Coil Nova Fog Lightning could kill the hero, could lose him the game. Fog Lightning still only level 1 though. I think the upgrades is what made the big difference there in that last engagement. Xixi looking really confident now. Going towards the expo. Seems to be the call here. Zeppelin is ready. And yeah, 1-0. WC, excuse me. Has to do something about it. Can't really allow his opponent to drop him on the Island Expo. But Xixi isn't risking it. He's playing the slow. Killing off a couple of archers. They're not really worth 2 supply anymore in the super late game. Alright, and here we have the wagons. The first one anyways. Still don't know if I actually like wagons so much against mass dryads. Of course, if he hits dryads right where they stand, it's a lot of damage. But first of all, the dryad has to not move. Second of all, the fight has to last long enough for there to be a front line for the wagon. And thirdly, He has to survive against, I don't know, some split up dryads or whatever. Panda can come walking in, maybe even the demon. Most likely though only a little hit squad of dryads. Once again he's trying to funnel him here into this little choke. Where Xixi would be foolish to follow. Yeah, this is the dream position right here. This is where you want to fight. Alright, more units being denied here. We're going to the perfect maxed out army. We're gonna have 3 wagons. New expo down here. I like that. He's making it more and more unlikely that he's going to lose. Xixi is. And there we go. He's forcing the issue. Just 2 units on the island is gonna make this very difficult. There's only 1 Nerub here to deal with that. Not really enough.
A town is under siege.
And in the big fight you can expend 1 Dryad and 1 Bear. So how does WFZ deal with this? Alright, on Blight with the Black Citadel. This is almost as good as in this position. Is Xixi actually gonna commit? A lot of free damage here on this worm, but the coils heal a lot as well. Alright, here we go. Big fight coming out. Breath of Fire coming in. Lots of damage already against these wagons, man. The breath really doing work. Level 5 on the Lich. The Naga in trouble has to go for the Invul. The Frostworm gets coiled just barely in time. Dryads are marching forward. Breath of Fire again. One of the wagons basically dead. It falls right here. The second one also super low. But the Panda! On only 50 HP there. That was very, very dangerous. And the next wagon falls as well. Both players here losing decent amounts of supply. But still sitting at around 65, 70. And of course, especially for Xixi, replenishing his army is so easy. At this point, he must have so many resources that even losing heroes shouldn't be too painful. No, actually. Not too many resources for him at all, especially lumber. A shredder might be a good idea. Which he can afford in just a moment. And ultimates. Panda is almost at level 6. Would make a fight even more difficult for WFZ. Did the bear just die to the tower? Did the acolytes just repair the Nerub? Guys, I cannot change the color of the players. We've told you this so many times. We cannot change it. They select it. It cannot be changed. So it seems like WZ might be able to kill one of these expos. Issue is there's 2 more mining bases. Wide open space. Exactly what the Night Elf wants. Easy to reach the wagon, easy to try to kill off the worm, easy to bypass the A-bombs if you want to. Demon dropping really low, but he has the invul, and he keeps on burning his opponent. Big Breath of Fire, Drunken Ace. The wagon's gone, the A-bombs to follow. This is looking like the beginning of the end here. DK dropping very low, has to TP out once again. And I think Xixi lost nothing in that fight. Gets 1 more Fiend. And I think that's an A-bomb corpse. Yeah, that's an A-bomb corpse. And another expo. Oh! There's one down here. This is a long game. But it's looking kind of desperate now. For WFZ, to be honest, there's expansions everywhere. Gold must be overflowing for Xixi. Actually, he's always managing his gold pretty well. In high upkeep now. At 82. And once this expansion is dry, it seems like this game might be utterly impossible. It's difficult enough already. But there, for Undead, there's always the X factor. There's always Coil Nova. There's always a possibility that the opponent doesn't pay attention, pops the invul too late, just a split second. Suddenly, Demon's gone. After that, maybe the Panda's dead. And then everything falls around them, where they had stood. So despite this massive supply disadvantage, it's not over yet. At the same time, though, Panda is almost level 6 and... well, it's difficult enough to kill him at the moment. And at this point, it really has to be hero kills. There's no other way anymore to win this game, I'm pretty sure. So he's trying to put damage on the demon and then pop him when he's half HP, but Xixi does it well. He waits for the invul, but uses it quick enough to not get surprised. The bears eat the nukes, that's what he wants. Yeah, it was hopeless at that point. GG! Long game here, 32 minutes, and it goes to Xixi, which is quite the surprise. Continues to play really well in the open qualifier, overperforming, I would say. Nice to see Xixi in such good shape once again. It's been a while. And our second game is going to be starting in just a moment. I think WZ's big mistake there was he rushed the worms, but then didn't make use of the first worm. When you rush the worms, the first worm is so strong, it's actually crazy. It's gonna be a lot weaker in the new patch, with the hero slow being reduced by so much. But yeah, at the moment it's absolutely sick. I would have loved for him to look for a fight, force that, use that shade, find your opponent, use the first worm, get the third hero. So when you fight so early, it would have been like a 55 supply fight. I think the Naga is fine. Still prefer the Tinker. But yeah, WZ's play I think was too passive there, giving the Panda too much time. And Twisted Meadows, when you drag it out so long, it's always a possibility that there's expos everywhere. But it's not like WZ messed this game up or whatever. He played it decent. Could have been better, but he played decent. But Xixi played it pretty damn well. Played it pretty damn well. Continues to impress me. When are you going to torture Florentine again? I don't know. He hasn't asked back yet to be coached by me. So, I don't know if we're going to have that again, to be honest. I would be glad to do it, of course, but yeah. We'll see. I guess we can take a look at the grid here as we wait for the next game, which will be coming up in just a second. 1-0 earlier defeated Life with 2-0. And now Xixi versus WFZ, the Night Elf in the lead here. Life is waiting down in the lower bracket. It is very possible that 1-0 and Life may meet again in the grand finals. Those two are certainly the favorite. Wouldn't that be crazy if Xixi makes it out of this qualifier? Like, he's even more of an underdog than WFZ. What a cool story for him that would be. Alright, nobody has... I think we are now officially allowed to stream. Anyways, nobody's complaining that I'm streaming, so that's good. Game number 2. Xixi in the lead. What a surprise! But deservedly so. Strong performance on Twisted Meadows and now on LR. We continue the Undead's map pick. Amazing for worms. There's trees and little chokes everywhere here on this map. Very hard for not only bears to connect with their damage, but even for dryads. Oh, shit. There we go. WZ used to not really be a worm player, but on TM he certainly tried them. Which is kind of weird, because TM is one of the worst worm maps. But I guess it had less to do with how good the positioning for him was going to be late game, but maybe the way of getting there. Earlier I criticized the wisp placement not being perfect, I guess. This time it's really good. There's one here, there's one here, there's one here. So much vision right now. Yes, you can change colors if you switch to POV of the players, but when you do that you hear Moonwell complete, building complete. Nature calls and stuff like that, and that is very annoying. So, the demon found the claws. Very nice start for him. But not close to level 2 yet. That's a difficulty for Night Elf here on this map. The only safe creep camp to take is this one, and that leaves you pretty far away from level 2. The reason why a lot of Night Elves will go for this High Priest right after. That's pretty easy to take out and gives you level 2 then. But he played this more aggressively here. Creep route for WFZ was also that High Priest here. A little bit of experience for him. And now playing it aggressively, maybe? No! It's a fake! He's trying to sell the idea that he is going to play aggressively, but that's not the case. And he's not falling for it at all. He is moving on with his archers. Great scouting by him. Check this out, man. I'm going to go to the vision just for a moment. He has so much vision on the map. It's really nice. Damn Xixi, dude. He's playing well. He's playing really well in this qualifier. So the idea was, I guess, the DK was supposed to head into the main, be annoying, be distracting, and he was supposed to believe that the ghouls were following through the middle, when in truth the ghouls were going down here to creep. Didn't quite work out, cost WFZ a lot of time where he wasn't doing anything, and now he's going to the turtle! Well, well, well. That was actually seen by the Wisp, though. But it seems like he doesn't want to even try to punish this. He is satisfied just trading creep camps here. Or not. WZ is wasting a lot of time here just walking around. Finally starts a camp. That's gonna be his level 2. And the demon gets his level 2 himself. Once again with the Scourge Bone Chimes. And goes for another Berserker. Right, that's a lot of piercing damage for him now. Which is of course very good against ghouls if you have the right positioning. But later on, once there's tier 3 for the undead, all of this stuff dies very fast to frenzy ghouls. That's the danger. Dryads and bears are good against frenzy ghouls, because the dryads are beefy and they return damage and you can micro the dryads. But this here all gets eaten up by triple hero plus frenzy. So, and he goes for the Naga as well. So another part in his army that sucks against frenzy ghouls. So that could be an issue. So I think he should try to prioritize killing as many ghouls as he can. And oh man, Neo isn't here. The one time we see lore cancels by an undead, Neo is not here to see it. Actually, the lores didn't even come up yet, so they were delayed, and this is gonna force a TP response, right? If he wants to walk away, he's gonna lose a lot of ghouls. TP out. Let's see if he can save every one of them. Doing a pretty good job. Wow! Saved every single ghoul. And that's why you want to keep the TP, because oftentimes you find yourself in a bad position. You can TP out, save your ghouls. They're still very strong later on. With the Frenzy, and on tier 3, you don't really need a TP against Night Elf anymore.
forces are
Good scout here with the illusion. I thought maybe Xixi was gonna anticipate this creep camp. That wasn't quite the case. He's just trying to steal his opponent's Ogre Magi, which is of course also very nice. At the same time though, big creep camp here for... Can he actually kill it? I don't think he can, right? Oh, everything's so low here. I feel like some ghouls are gonna die. Yep, it's not working out. Oh, one ghoul lost. He miscalculated the damage here, I guess. Mana Stone is very nice though. The demon's level 3, and this is exactly how you want your mid game to be as the Night Elf. Early level 3 demon, be annoying, keep on burning him, keep vision. If he's overextending into a difficult creep camp, jack him, especially if you have a Naga. Or just keep on burning him, be annoying, and creep at the same time. With an Ancient of War, ideally. There it is. And yeah, she's doing this really well, man. And that is what an early level 3 demon can do. Foggy, are you watching? Are you taking notes? Early level 3 demon right here. Very strong. Oh wow, that's an early expansion as well. On the way to tier 3. Is kind of lining up perfectly with the Frenzy Ghoul timing, and as we established earlier, that can be very powerful. Yeah, like, all of this, excluding the Dryad, is so bad against Frenzy Ghouls. So it's still dangerous here for Xixi. Hero levels. DK not even level 3 yet. So Hero Nuke, pretty hard to pull off. Which it may very well be on level 3 anyways, with mana burns coming in. Here's the illusion. It is gonna see the expansion. Frenzy did finish? Yes. Yeah. That's Frenzy. He has the Mana Stone though, so he is gonna be able to use more coils than would normally be possible. I like the positioning here by Xixi, making it difficult to go for the third hero. Only with the third hero is the Undead at maximum strength with the Frenzy as well. And waiting for Destroyer form as well. A little late with the Slaughterhouse here. Usually you want to have 2 statues already when you go for the upgrade. Alright, but the demon's away now. That means that the middle of the map belongs to the Undead. And Xixi taking this fight, I really don't know about. There's no mana for Nova though. And here is the Naga third, and now everything could die in a matter of seconds. As the Berserker falls, the Archer falls. The other Archer luckily out of range here. And this is where you should ignore the Demon Hunter. And go for the back line. With the Archers being so vulnerable. Every cold arrow here is gonna mean a kill if he commits and follows. But of course, if the demon's so far forward all by himself, he's also a juicy target. That costs a lot of mana though for WFZ. And Riju is running, Riju is working, and the Expo is gonna start mining very soon with WFZ playing this patiently. More damage on the demon. If he can't stand in the front line, the heroes are completely without threat. Oh, and he gets the steal as well. One of Mana Scene can actually be really nice for the DK because you're always going to be around, I don't know, 30-40 mana against the demon. Then you can pop it, use a coil, pop it again later. That was quite the mistake for WFZ, should have gotten that item. Instead it's 200 gold for Xixi. Level 3 for the Naga as well. Alright, this is the big fight. This is going to be the big push. This game is going to be decided within the next 2 minutes, most likely. More and more damage on this demon. Has a heal scroll even. Undead heroes dropping lower on mana. The Naga here in a bad position. Pops the Invul to save the demon. To keep him safe, I guess I should say. Infiltrated for the Naga as well. And now the demon once again exposed. There is Riju. And he misses the Dispel. That's a massive mistake you cannot afford to make. Because with that... Oh, actually... He cancelled the Dispel, I guess. He had the Dispel later, but the healing was already done. The demon dropping lower and lower, has the heal scroll, still staffs him out. Gets a Fiend here almost. Oh, nice. With that sniper shot of the Naga, he gets it just barely before the coil was ready. Xixi, man, he is showing up to play today. The Naga died, of course, for the undead. It was only level 1, though. It's coming back soon. The tree is gone. Question is if the army for WFZ can get out, because he used his TP earlier with that base attack. He can't get out of here anymore. So many Frenzy Ghouls still, and this is why these are so good against the Naga. They die so slowly, and they add so much damage against the heroes. The Lich now dropping very low, and I don't believe there's any saving him. He gives up on the Lich, wants to find other kills instead with these fast Frenzy Ghouls. Finds an archer only. And with that, we'll have to retreat. Losing more ghouls on his way home, but he killed the Expo at least. However, the rest of his army should be safe if he keeps on moving. He's kind of bugging out here. And now Mana Burn kills the statue. That was sloppy by WZ. With blocks he could have saved that statue, but I guess it was really important for him to get the invul. Gargoyle? That was probably... he probably wanted to make an abomination, but was on the wrong building in the production group. And made a gargoyle because it's very weird. Doesn't really make the most sense. Oh, Xixi. Confident again. Moving forward. No invul for him, but also no Lich to fear, and a Naga exposed in the back. However, if he can't find her, he will take the consolation prize of a Fiend, which he'll easily get with a double slow. Lich comes back. Only level 2 though. And the next big camp here goes the Night Elf. He's very low on anti-air though, right? 3 Dryads only. 4 Bears though. They will add a lot of damage. A sudden Frostworm switch would be very effective, but of course that takes a long time. Can't just go for that out of the blue. We're still in no upkeep. Naga only level 1. Once again, this Naga is so underwhelming for WFZ. He does have double invul now. Can protect 2 of his heroes. He has a TP as well to get out. Should he need to... Oh, that's a big kill. He finds the A-bomb in transit. Ooh, that's expensive. And level 4 for the demon. A lot more tanky now with this. Being greeted by the Coil Nova Fork Lightning. But it's not enough here to force an invul. He gets the redraw off, and once again not in time with the Dispel. He's going to be able to heal up in the back. The ghouls die in a matter of seconds. Book of the Dead gets dispelled in a matter of a couple of seconds. That's more experience for him, but at least some distraction. DK dropping lower still. So are the bears. Does he have double staff, by the way? He does not. That bear will die to the last destroyer shot. And WZ keeps large parts of his army alive. The ghouls were sacrificed. But the big ones did make it through, I guess, aside from that one A-bomb which was taken out. But it was, once again, a fight that didn't really go either way. It was pretty even. It was time again. Time again for this expansion. Level 4 for the DK. Everything a bit faster now. Oh, Enter! Resubscribed for 6 months. Thank you so much, man. Naga needs level 3 here. He's not gonna give up this A-bomb too easily, or is he? Oh! Whoops, wasn't paying attention there for a moment. But Xixi, man, with his income now boosted so much, he can go into production. He's at 60 already. WFZ is following him into upkeep, but he's not going to be able to keep up at the same production speed. I think he's looking good for Xixi again. Weak UD, subbing for the first time. Welcome. I like the inventory here. Naga has the TP to be safe, staff to save the demon, demon with double potion, and the boots. I like that as well. Giving boots over to the Naga is nice for chasing and kind of little skirmishes, but for the big battles, I think it's better on the Demon. This is the dream position though for WZ. Once again, Xixi, like on the last map, he doesn't want to follow back here into this choke. Reinforcements once again getting caught out, and he coils the Gargoyle actually, instead of other units. Interesting choice. The bears in the front are dying really fast, to be fair. DK towards the back to not get burned too easily. Once again, Riju on this Demon doesn't get dispelled. He is full HP. 2 destroyers up in the air, but only a single fiend. We have A-bombs for some more normal damage, but nothing in the piercing department. DK in the back, that was very nice. Could hardly get burned. Invul popped on the Demon to be safe here. As that fight once again was pretty even between the two. And Xixi perhaps a little overzealous to follow him into that choke. Oh, there's another bear here. That one didn't get the memo that it was time to get home. Such losses are expensive, but with an expansion they may be survivable. Still supply lead for the Night Elf. Xixi is still looking to move on in the upper bracket to be going up against 1-2-0 next. Or can WZ still make it? It's not like impossible or whatever. It's not even looking really bad, but the advantage certainly lies with the Night Elf. I'd like some patience here from Xixi. Camp, maybe go for some like Zeppelins, not really, but go down here, attack the main. If he comes home to defend, TP if you have to. This Expo is running and running. By the way, the item here was the medallion, which is okay, but not much more. Demon's level fairly far away from level 5. Naga actually with more experience somehow. Oh, yeah, of course. It's WFZ, boys. We get an expansion. On the high ground as well, which is pretty cool. He can park himself up here, and it's really hard for the Dryads to be effective. However, the A-bombs will be walking down most likely, so against them he'll be doing damage. No disease cloud, by the way. We're still on the old patch. Doesn't do too much yet. Spaceman 5 resub for 3 months and Schmüsli. Yeah. I found that funny when I was 16, just adding Schm to any word. I still find it funny. Alright, we had a level up here, level 4 for the Lich. That could be a big deal. Like, if the fight gets really dragged out, if it's only heroes towards the end, he can start eating A-bombs or fiends for mana. It's gonna be a lot more Nova. Expo, of course, hasn't paid off yet. Xixi is mass producing. He's gonna have a big army. But he may not be able to use his army perfectly. Moving up the ramp into a funnel. It's kind of like the Battle of Thermopylae here. WFZ, posing as Spartans, is gonna have to make use of terrain, probably, to win this fight. Scroll of Healing. Interesting choice. I feel like Fiend or A-Bomb would have done more for him, but alright. I like the tower. One narrow can make a massive difference. Retreating back now for him, though, is going to be difficult. Question is, how patient is Xixi going to be? When's he going to pounce? It looks like it might be now. He's at 80 supply. We take a quick look at the upgrades, by the way. Once again, decent upgrades on the Night Elf. 1-2. On the Undead, we have 0. Nothing at all. The front line of bears and A-bombs are clashing, and nukes are raining down. DK once again in the back to not get burned. The Lich taking quite a bit of damage here, and even now very far in. Has to be punished here for this forward positioning, but he's not getting targeted at all. Demon Hunter being left to his own devices. Can do whatever he wants. The Ziggurat's gonna finish soon, but is it in time? I don't know. Bears are starting to die, but there's still so many left over, and most importantly, the heroes are still here. The Demon's still with 2 potions of his own. Lich gets coiled. Once again, Invul popped right now. DK out of mana, however, a mana potion still in his inventory. Still very hard for the Night Elf units here to reach, to get through this little funnel. The Demon going for the heal potion. Still is gonna have to leave. It's gonna have to be staffed out. He has to do it soon before he gets nuked, and he will. There was no telestaff on the demon, so he can't join this fight immediately. There's barely any units left here for the undead, but still, the heroes are very strong, and the Nerub is coming in. Guys, don't underestimate the Nerub. With that, he can go for the Naga and force a TP. Does he realize? He slows down the Naga immediately, but doesn't focus her. He's level 5 now. The nuke just became more powerful, but now he has no mana. He has barely any involts. Actually, he has 3 involts, excuse me. What does he go for here? Can his heroes by themselves do it? I think the Lich has to eat some units here for some Nova. Level 5 for the demon as well. Oh, this Naga. This has to be a TP out now if he wants to save her. Or is he gonna let her die? Long range coil, and she uses the TP. She survives. The Lich will also be able to... Goes for the invul before the burn there. Didn't want to risk dying. Wow, what a hold by WFZ, man. That little funnel, so nice. And now he has double income. He has a shop coming up in the back. There is no involts at the moment on these Night Elf heroes. DK level 5. But tiny army. 38 versus 66 supply. The Crestfallen, 6 months. Hail Satan, everyone. Good to see you guys are back. Had B2W withdrawal symptoms. Don't worry, we're gonna have so many qualifiers coming up. Withdrawal should be over soon. I'd like to see Xixi taking out reinforcements here, maybe. But it looks like he's going for the kill. There's no destroyers anymore. Well, there's one now. But he can dispel not too much. The bears in the front. One of them is gonna die quickly, but he has so many more bears. So much more reju. Saves that bear. The staff's on cooldown now. So the demon has to be careful. Xixi is being careful. But there's a shop now. There's mana potions now. One is on the DK. He can go for it here in just a moment. The demon eats the Nova, but he is pretty tanky. He is getting coiled as well, though. He's dropping lower. The staff's on cooldown. The staff is on cooldown. This demon might die. Fog lightning against the DK. He is almost going to die. The demon is dead. The Naga by herself. He can eat the fiend. For more mana, Nova. For more Nova mana. Oh my god. He dispels the reju, and now he's going to kill the next hero. The Lich might be the only hero left here in a moment. He has a Nova, but he can't reach. The units are in the way! What is this ridiculous game? Who has money for buyback? WFZ certainly doesn't. He's broke as shit. But Xixi, he does kind of have buyback. He needs a little bit more staff back in. The Lich is coming, the Nova. The Nova! Boom! Hero kill, level 5. Oh my god, this game. This game is absurd. Are there any heroes coming back? No, they're not. Mains are expired, by the way. And he's doing with only the heroes. The units, I mean, excuse me. 1 hero on the battlefield. 1 out of 5, guys. 1 out of 5. Unsummons. No more income. The demon's back. Getting rejued up. Oh, and there's a Dryad here. If the demon had walked the other way, this may have been the kill here. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Alright, the demon shouldn't be able to get this kill. Even with a Dryad slow. Oh, he's unsummoning the Black Citadel. A lot of gold you get from that. And he still has a slow tower, I guess. Alright. He's trying to get his heroes back here. It's gonna take a long time, though. And the correct play for Xixi can only be to kill this altar. He has so many bears. It's 4 bears. GG! Damn! WFZ almost came back into this game with his signature late game expansion. But Xixi was just too far ahead. But they showed us one very entertaining match. That was pretty cool. And that's quite a surprise. Not only does Xixi advance, but it's a 2-0 for Xixi. Who would have thought? I certainly would not have. And now it's once again Night Elf versus Undead in upper bracket as well as lower bracket. The only matchup we've seen so far today. 1-0, certainly to be favored here to move on into the grand final, but Xixi's playing well today. Maybe this isn't as hopeless as we're making it out to be.